In this series of videos about profit leakages in EPC business, I'm going to cover the profit leakage in site expenses, which is a very common revenue leakage area. One major reason for it to go unnoticed is that it is handled remotely, and out of sight, out of mind phrase applies perfectly here. If you haven't seen my earlier video in which I have talked about 6 areas of profit leakage, please go through it. I'm going to elaborate further on extra site expenses in this video. Let's talk about what are the situations and reasons for extra site expense and what are the solutions to keep the expenses in control. In general, any delay or idle time results in extra expense. Site expenses such as accommodation expenses or for our engineers or workmen, food and beverage expenses, local travel expenses, idle labor charge, all that, the meter for such expenses is down, that is, it's ticking whether the work at site is progressing in the right speed or is it standstill. Once you have mobilized site, any delay thereafter will start eating into your profits. The delays could be on various accounts, such as the first one is site readiness. We mobilize site with all manpower and tools and tackles, etc., and later realize that the customer's civil foundations are not ready, or their utilities such as water, power, compressed air, etc. are not ready, and you can't progress. Sometimes demobilization and remobilization is costlier than waiting for a week or two, wherein the man hours and expenses are still continuing, which is again a sheer waste. The solution to this problem could be that before mobilizing site, get photographs of site or make a site inspection visit or get a checklist filled up by client. Make it as a standard practice for all site related work. Second reason is lack of planning. If we haven't prepared a good and detailed site activity plan, then this is the biggest reason for delay and firefighting. A plan on paper shared with all the concerned entities like client, contractors, site engineers provides visibility and clarity of timelines and schedules to all the individuals according to their scope. In absence of planning, everyone depends on day-to-day decision making and instructions. The third reason is lack of proactive approach. So proactive approach means looking ahead in advance and foresee challenges, roadblocks, hurdles, etc., and communicate to individuals to overcome those challenges. This is possible if we have done the earlier step of planning site activities. Instead of escalating the matter when we face a roadblock, if the site engineer proactively communicates with client and asks him to keep his input ready by a certain date, then client also gets enough time to arrange for it. Easiest way to ensure proactive communication is to conduct weekly site progress review meetings with client and contractors. Discuss the project plan for the next week and clearly indicate the dependencies and the requirements to the respective agencies. The fourth one is procedures and protocols. Many times clients follow certain protocols and procedures which we are not aware of, and hence it comes as a surprise and we lose time and money complying with those protocols. Typical protocols are safety guidelines, requirement of using safety gear, seeking permission to work at height, work at night, documentation requirements for all the workmen, PF, ESI registrations and all, welder qualifications, health certificates, get pass procedures, usage of canteen facilities and so on. If we haven't accounted for all of it, we probably will spend extra time and money arranging to comply with everything. The only solution here is to ask during order finalization about these protocols, or at least before mobilizing the site. Fifth one is lack of control. We might be following stringent processes for purchase department at office, that is getting minimum 3 quotations, evaluation process, negotiation, etc. When your purchasers are purchasing, and anyways they are experienced purchasers who know their job. Whereas when site engineers are taking some decisions at site, the focus is on completing site faster and they may not focus on cost. I remember as a site engineer, I have traveled many times from a remote location to the nearest city by spending 4,000 rupees on a cab to purchase a pipe fitting worth 500 only. Just because my site work is stuck because of it. Many such decisions like hiring a crane, arranging labor, expenses on accommodation and food, local material purchase, etc., they result into much higher cost. Often the site engineers cannot be blamed as they are standing on the line of fire and the cost becomes secondary for them. Not even secondary, it is tertiary factor for them. They are probably also facing brunt for all the mistakes and errors of all others, and they have to find solution to rectify the damage. Always remember that site is away from your office, and like I said, out of sight, out of mind. These extra expenses can go unnoticed. These expenses can be controlled to a great extent with regular weekly site progress reviews to monitor timelines and expenses with the site engineers. You can start plugging these leakages one by one so that the reservoir of your profit can finally start filling. What are the typical leakages have you observed in the site activities? Let me know in the comment, please. Thank you.